national treasure, or as one critic puts it, national disgrace. I don't know who it was. It's there on IMDb, which is something you should consult if you have doubts about the movie. You have the Metascore, the average rating, of the most important critics, and green 70s 80s out of 100. That's good, of course. And then you descend into yellow, which is, for this one, I think it's yellow, not red already, but red will be the last the last step. I mean, that's of course alarm to be avoided. And so you can click there and find which one is, because you have what most of the time Variety, the New York Times, others said, and in this case one of those said if this would be serious, it would be a national disgrace, no national treasure. But it's not serious, so it's just a problem for the accountants of Hollywood, I think, more or less. The code was. These are not the exact words in any way, but correct. It's correct. It's a silly movie. You have some merits, and well, positive psychology says we have to be merit finders, not fault finders. That's a mantra. That's something Harvard professor of positive psychology Tal Ben-Shahar keeps repeating. He has some free online courses you can check on YouTube. The most popular at Harvard, by the way, most popular ever. Lectures were those on positive psychology, Tal Ben-Shahar. And he says, be a merit finder, not a fault finder, among other things. Words create worlds, learn to fail, fail to learn. So there is Diane Kruger among the merits there. A great actress, and also beautiful woman, Helen of Troy, in the movie Troy, of course, and probably as good looking as Helen. Delicious was Island Night. Now, Nicolas Cage, leaving Las Vegas, Wild at Heart, Raising Arizona, so many films in which this was such a great actor. But then, as we learn from documentaries and material written about the life of the stars, he went to a spending binge. Positive psychology again has advice on that. There's a phenomenon called hedonic adaptation. It's no good buying more and more. We adapt to material things. If we are to spend on something, we should spend on experiences. But then they checked. There is a study made. There are many studies, but I'm thinking of this one now. Lottery winners, those who made more than $1 million at lottery, they had a spike in well-being, but then they returned to a base level of happiness. In other words, it is tested and proved money does not bring happiness per se. Lack thereof, I mean, if people are homeless, that's not the secret of happiness either, unless, of course, we're talking India, we're talking yogis and gurus and I don't know, people who meditate and they're out and above all things, and destitution doesn't matter. They have the wealth of the spirit, and then that's also true. It's better to be time affluent than have material things, which is what we are. And you see how good we spend our precious resource that we have in abundance. We make these wonderful, wonderful, valuable, appreciated notes. So it was a joke, of course. And in the age of the very stable genius, who thinks he is a very stable genius, it's necessary once in a while to state. Well, I realize it's the reverse of what I said. They're not popular. They're not. Anyway, so Nicolas Cage, after he went on a spending adventure, lost a lot, and the movies he makes flops. This one was not a guaranteed disaster. After all, it has Jon Voight, supporter, by the way, of the very stable genius, I hear, and with that, he's out of my list of to watch actors. Fortunately, there are very few who have this predilection. And then there are a few others. Dă-te mă jos, mă! But the movie is a national disgrace. Well, it's not such a catastrophe, but silly.